I'm back at y'all. Yeah, it's Life Coach CW. What I want to talk about is everybody know, a lot of people don't even want to talk about or care to hear nothing about, which is men in prison, specifically federal prison. Cause that's why I just came from. That's why I've been at for the last 2 decades, from 2000 to 20, from 2000 to 2020 or 2019. I got out July 17th. And the reason I want to talk about men in federal prison right now at this moment is because I never went to state prison. Cause I don't know anything about state prison, my state prison. I'm from Illinois, so I don't know anything about Illinois state prison. I only know something about the federal government prison system as a whole, which is where I resided at for 20 years. Yeah, I said 20 years straight. I didn't come home and get some pussy. I didn't come home and make some money and go back to jail and come back home and do something stupid and go back to jail. I wasn't one of those guys like a lot of men do, come home and do a crime, go back to jail, and then continually do the repetitive process over and over and over till they finally get it in life after so many years of doing prison time. I did my time straight. But the reason I want to talk about federal prison right now because of the coronavirus situation. And what I know about federal prison, if you have a family member in federal prison right now, I can tell you from firsthand experience, I am very qualified in this topic, is that they are not being treated adequately. You should be concerned, you should be alarmed. The medical system in the federal system is not adequate. They don't, the doctors, or they don't even have doctors in them, in these prisons. They have basically what we would call public school nurses who come in and take your temperature and give you some type of diagnosis. And most of the time they tell you just go to commissary and get you some ibuprofen. Everything they use to solve a problem is an ibuprofen. They don't really take medical situations seriously. They prolong you. You have to be very, 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 and I'm using a lot of very's, sick. You have to be almost on your deathbed before they really, really are concerned about you. And in the coronavirus situation, being that the correctional officers could catch it, or the nurse or the doctors could catch it. I know firsthand they just had to be in lockdown, as I have received many phone calls from men in federal prison. They just had you on lockdown, and if you're sick, then you just sick. They'll let you die. Or if you at a facility that cares just a little bit, they may snatch you out and try to do something for you. But overall, the healthcare system in the federal prison overall is the worst. Overall, like I say, you have every prison operate within its own entity. The BOP as a whole operate as an entity separated from the world, basically. They do what they want to do. They treat you how they want to treat you. The federal prison is not what everybody could proclaim it is, where you go there and all the rich people at, and where you get lobster and steak. Ever since they started mass incarceration of black people, or black men and women in federal prison, the way it once was set up for politicians and mobsters and white collar crime people and things of that nature, where they was back in the 80s and the early 90s, feeding them good, treating them well, educating them well. That all changed after the war on drugs, because the war on drugs was to target black men and women. urban black men and women and locked them up at an alarming rate, which they did. Now the prison system is just based on locking you up. They took all the educational programs, putting you in front of TV, giving you BET, Sports Center, and keeping the prison system flooded with drugs. That's a fact. I just left there. That's what's going on. If one of your loved ones, if you have seen one of your loved ones come home and not the same as they were before they went in, doing small amounts of time, like 2 or 3 years, it's because one, either they couldn't do their time adequately, they didn't know how to do time, so they turned to drugs. 2, they didn't know how to do their time adequately. They was lost, scared. They turned to drugs, meaning legal drugs, prescription drugs, where you go to the medical and they give you some type of psych drug. 3, if your loved one come home and speak the same and act the same as they were before they went in, then you know for a fact, and I am telling the truth, that the federal system do not educate you. They didn't have any educational programs for them. It wasn't nothing for them to do but go play basketball, play football, watch TV, and hang out, and do nothing. What do you say? Well, what happened to you? Well, it's a rare group of men that's in that. I mean, I was in jail so many years that after so many years, I finally decided to get myself together. But if you're doing a short amount of time, anywhere from 1 to 6 years, the odds of rehabilitation is slim. They purposely have it set up where they're not seeking to educate you. They're not seeking to educate these men in prison. They're not seeking to take care of these men's health. They're not seeking to ensure that men return back to society better than they left. Why? Because why would they want black men specifically to return back to society better than they left? That would in fact destroy the prison system as we know it. That in fact, if it was set up for for black men, because that's the majority that's in there, for black men to return to rehabilitate themselves, to learn a trade, to get a career, and return back to society to be a productive person in society. If it was set up like that, then it wouldn't be no prison system. It wouldn't be no need for a prison system, because every man would return back to society and be productive. They purposely keep men in prison dumbed down. In federal prison, I'm speaking on. They purposely ensure that your health is not good, that your health can deteriorate fast. They purposely ensure these things. If you haven't learned how to eat to live, if you haven't learned how to, if you don't learn upon yourself to exercise and take care of yourself and eat the best you possibly can, take care of your health so you won't have to be put or have to go to be subjected to their healthcare system where they're not going to do anything for you, then you're in trouble. And in the times of the coronavirus situation, you're definitely in trouble. You could turn on the YouTube and see that. You can look up YouTube videos right now. You can see that there have been plenty of videos that has come out of these prisons showing that these men are not being treated properly. And if you have a loved one in federal prison, really you're probably in state prison, you should be concerned about them. You should reach out to your senator, because that's the only one that can really do something is your senator. Reach out to your senator, the United States senator of your state that represent you, and ask them to have them check into the conditions that's going on where your loved one reside, and let the senator know, if my loved one died or is sick or is being treated inhumane in prison, we would not vote for you. We would not vote for you again. What I do know as far as the senator, when I used to be in a situation, when I got in a couple situations in federal prison, my people and my mother reached out to the United States Senator, Dick Durbin. And what I can say about United States Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois, he always either sent somebody out or had a letter sent out to the warden and wanted to know what was going on, what was the situation at hand. And it got to be rectified. And most times it was rectified. That was later on in my stages of doing prison. But I just wanted to let you all know, or the people know, if you have a loved one in prison, in federal prison specifically, check on them, get with your senator, or get if the senator, if you can't get in touch with the senator, get in touch with the regional office of your district, the regional office of that prison, and let them know you need to know what's going on with your loved one and how well are they being taken care of during the coronavirus situation. What steps are they taking to ensure your family member safety, health-wise? Just because a man in prison, he shouldn't be demoralized. He already doing his time. He already been treated unjustly, because most of us that's in there is in there for non-violent crimes with a lot of time, of giving a lot of time because of your color, simply because of your color. So do that. This Life Coach CW. If you ever anyone have any questions for me in regard to federal prison, or in regard to seeking a life coach, an accountability life coach, you can contact me via Instagram, Facebook, or my email. My email is on my Instagram. I am one that's passionate about the people. I am definitely concerned about the men in federal prison. I still have a bunch of good. I have a bunch of good men that are there that I know personally, that are good people. Made a bad decision in life. Made a bad choice. Unfortunately for them, their skin is dark, so they don't get. They're not given a pass. They have to go do time. Unlike other races here in America, they're given passes for their indiscretions. So, I'll get back with y'all later. It's Life Coach CW.